With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V26 Tool Power Tool Combo Kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN. I'm Sean, second the money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Cram?
Sean, happy Friday. The juices are flowing.
Oh, okay.
We are so close to National Football. I believe it's 112 days.
Well, Ryan, I know we are going to be talking National Football League. We had the big announcements with Circa. We got the Survivor. We got the Circa Million, 20 million plus in guarantee. And then Derek Stevens, ace up his sleeve. Circa Grandissimo.
Oh, I like
AKA,
the accent there.
Well, yeah, AKA 100K entry, 1.5 million guarantee. We're going to break that down. We're going to be joined by our buddy CJ Sullivan. We got college football win totals already. We're going to talk to Colby Dant about some early plays he likes in those markets. We will be talking NBA, NHL, a WNBA with our buddy Scott later on in the show. We got sports betting, blackjack. We got NFL win totals. We got rookie over unders for season long stuff already out there. So much to get to, but we do have to start, Ryan. Yeah. I know you're not dying to talk about your New York Knicks now down 0-2.
I'm fine.
They lost 114-109. And today was the day you got a random Knicks jersey from a listener.
Yep.
You put it up in the locker. Knicks don't get it done. They go down 0-2. Where are you at as a Knicks fan? Do they have a chance to pull this out?
Well, first off, as a Knicks fan, I am now in possession of a Josh Hart t-shirt jersey, which that was acquired by me. Somehow, I have a secret admirer. There was a package waiting for me when I got into the office with no note, no nothing, that included a Jalen Brunson jersey.
Wow.
So it's right behind me. You can see it over my shoulder. So now I have a Jalen Brunson jersey, just in time for the team to go down 0-2. The dramatic music plays in the championship DVD. Knicks and 6 still alive. I mean, look, I'm a Knicks fan. It's hard to explain to someone who's not a Knicks fan, who grew up born in the 80s, grew up through the late 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. James Dolan, the whole situation. I've lived on the opposite coast for many years now, so maybe just numb to it. But I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I don't care. Don't really care. It would have been nice story, but you know. The Pacers are playing better. They got the horseshoe up their butt. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's a pun, but yeah, I mean, they
come from the horseshoe state.
Oh, you're right.
You know, so
do they?
Indiana, isn't that
the horseshoe state?
Am I making that up?
I don't know. That's I'll Google that. Sounds like maybe something they put on the license plate. We do have the Indy 500 coming up, but the Pacers have been dominant. I mean, when the Pacers won Game 1,
it's Kentucky.
Oh, okay. So at least it was a state.
Oh, and it's close. It's right next door.
Okay.
It's very close.
They are somewhat adjacent.
I will say this though, Sean. I do have the last thing I was going to say. I do have the Halliburton choke screenshot saved in my phone, so I'm ready to use it.
Well, and that was after game one. That was crazy because he does the choke sound effect. I'm going nuts. Our buddy CJ is going nuts. We're high-fiving.
Really?
Yeah, because as Sixers fans, seeing sad Knicks fans is great. Now, what the crazy part is, it turns out it wasn't to win the game. His foot was on the line to send it to overtime. I was sitting on Pacers plus 4.5. You know how it goes in gambling. OT is where the dog goes to die. It felt like he jinxed it by doing the choke thing. And then no, they get it done in OT. And coming back for game two, I was on Pacers plus 6. I thought they were live on the money line. And
congratulations, Sean.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm just saying they moved the line from 4.5 game one to 6
Makes
in
sense.
game two with the idea that, this team's going to be desperate. But it's kind of those like tried and true formulas of NBA playoff betting really haven't applied in this playoffs. Teams coming off game 7s, playing a team who has more rest. We saw that with the Thunder game 1. Thought, okay, maybe the T-Wolves have a chance here with the big spread. No, Thunder smash them. Game 1, favorite loses, and they're at home again as a favorite. They put a little tax on it, not even close. They lose outright. It has been an interesting playoff series. We do have 2 games up already on the board. Saturday, we got Thunder at T-Wolves. Sunday, Knicks, Pacers, Kramer, Thunder laying 2.5. Knicks are only getting 2.5 points. So in some ways it feels like the series is over, but the market is saying, hey, we think this is going to be a competitive game 3. I imagine game 4 will be priced similarly. So the market is saying they still think this is going to be a game. What of the Saturday and Sunday games? Do you have any plays? Anything you like here?
Well, and I think the Pacers opened at 1. So I think the Pacers have taken money. I mean, starting with that game, it's a very short number. These teams are combined, I think, 11-1 on the road.
They've been both great on the road
in the playoffs so far. So I guess this is also must win, right? This is like you said, the historical spot of that you have to take this side, which I'm guessing is why it opens short. I don't know. To your point, it's a very small number. I guess it maps with what they were doing in New York. I'm not going to bet against the Knicks. It looks like the early splits showing close to 80% of the bets on the Pacers. That's probably why the number moved a little bit.
And now, Ryan, you're using the VSiN betting splits.
I am,
of course, VSiN.com/subscribe to get in on those betting splits. Is that the Circa betting splits or is that the DraftKings?
DraftKings.
Okay, because you get both there over at VSiN. I'm going to keep riding this Pacers team. They're the better team. And, I was watching Mitch and Paul there on Follow the Money. They've been on this angle, I think, game 1 and game 2 of, going into game 2 of the Knicks. Starting 5, the plus minus has been really bad for them. The only person who had I think it was like minus 30 in game 1. The only positive plus minus was Cat in game 1. I'm sure he had I haven't looked at the numbers yet for game 2, but I'm guessing he had didn't have a positive plus minus in this game. And
his fail to get the offensive rebound flail is the least athletic thing that you can watch on a basketball.
He was minus 20. Mikal Bridges minus 7. Josh Hart minus 10, and he had trouble staying out there because of foul trouble. I think you got to take refs, I think you got to take the Pacers here. Now we'll see if Scott Foster can.
I was going to say no play until I see who the officials are. No play.
Well, and if you saw, Scott Foster got whacked pretty good. He had he was bleeding. It was a ton of blood. I can't remember seeing that much blood in an NBA game in a long time. And they even did the where they put like the mini tampon up his nose, and his face looked horrible and
very
bloodshot, and it reminded me of in my earlier days coming back from Vegas just looking like crap. Your 20s coming back from a Vegas trip. He looked horrible. I do like the Timberwolves as well as the home dog, because I think at some point this Thunder team, even though they are the better team, they won those 2 games at home, I feel like eventually they're going to kind of hit the wall. I played it earlier at 3.5. I still like it here at 2.5. Any thoughts, Thunder, Timberwolves, Ryan?
Yeah. Donkey must win parlay, right? Put the Minnesota with New York. I mean, the same thing. I think when I looked at this one, plus 2.5, maybe +3. It seemed both the dogs or the unpopular side getting less than 30% of the action. I'll be on both those sides.
And the prop I'd like a ton in the Thunder Timberwolves is Ant Edwards. His rebounds and assists, they've been hanging it at like 10.5, 11.5. He's been smashing through it. Cashed game 1 and game 2 pretty easily. And then they moved it up to 12.5. I still like the over 12.5. My buddy Noobs put me onto this, and I think he's now 9-3 over his rebounds, assists in the playoff. They moved it up a little bit, but I don't think they've adjusted enough. And I think even at home, and that's the other thing. Like Ant, is it crazy to say he's been lackadaisical, Ryan, for a Western Conference playoffs? I try and not. No one likes the old guy yelling at the clouds of, oh, back in my day, they were. Does it feel like he's going 100% there the entire game?
It does seem like he's got another gear to go to.
Yeah.
And again, you got to dump it out in game 3, because if you lose game 3, it's probably over. It's most likely over. So, and again, I think before the series started, Sean, of course, I took Oklahoma City to lead the series 2-1. At +110. Funny how similar that price is right now for me. I have slight value in my pocket, but yeah, no, I think the idea that they have to win this game. And so if Ant Edwards is the guy that everyone talks about, who's like taking the steps up the ladders, and got the experience last year.
We of course coined the term Hair Jordan, HEIR, because there were rumors. You go down the internet conspiracy theory. Oh, he might be Michael Jordan's long lost son. With those T-shirts we made in the merch store not flying off the shelf when you're down 0-2 and you're dogging it on the games.
In fairness, those were for Jordan's other kid, Jimmy Butler, actually. So yeah, but same thing.
You're right. And why did I confuse him with Jimmy?
Well, because they both have been compared.
But the Ant Jordan comparisons have been there.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe not looks wise.
Oh no, they've done the side, but the same side by side picture exists. Yeah, because it's a fun thing to do. You dig down some holes. Some guy was in, the mom was in the same city, and
and people are so good with AI and CGI. They really can make anything. I don't know if it was on your timeline, Ryan.
What's that?
But the girl from Last of Us, they have basically her face morphing into Jalen Brunson, and you swear they're the same person. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, I like the Ant Edwards over rebounds and assists.
Good luck.
And give me the Pacers now laying the 2. Gonna fire
2.5 now.
When we return, early look NFL Week 1 Sports Gambling Podcast live on VC.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast Live. Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. It's happening, Kramer.
Howdy, Sean.
There you go. Howdy.
Yep. Gotcha.
Hey, we're out here hanging out in LA, which means, honestly, our options are kind of limited when it comes to getting down. Thankfully, we got Profit X. That's right. Profit X. Love Profit X, especially when we're out here in California, peer-to-peer sports exchange. And the exchange is great because you're going to get the best price, the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. Again, you do the math. Hey, if I just betting another user like Ryan on the Knicks and I got the Pacers, I'm going to get a much better price because you don't have to pay that middleman as much. You can even request your own odds. That is super fun. Download Profit X today with code VSiN and earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. That's Profit X, promo code VSIN, available in 40 plus states. Kramer. Yeah. It was, we got the schedule release and it's just perfect. It's here from now until we kick off September 4th, 8:20 in the great city of Philadelphia. Eagles are home favorites, laying 6.5. We can think about these NFL week 1 lines. I mean, betting the NFL, I really do like week 1 and week 2, as cliche as it sounds. Well, 1, it's just the anticipation's great as a gambler, as an NFL fan. But 2, I think that's where guys like us can have some good weeks, some good starts, because we all know yada yada, the market's efficient, da da da. But if you kind of have some good takes coming into the season,
guys like us,
it can.
What do you mean?
I don't know, guys,
ball knowers,
that have takes that are like, hey, that's crazy. That I'm trying to remember.
Will Levis is going to light it up.
That. Well, Will Levis, that was a bit of a risk, but we did have a ticket potentially winning $100,000.
High ceiling. It's all
that was pretty much cooked in the first half of the first game. And that was a great example. I'm still mad about that Titans play week 1. How did they blow that game? They were up.
Man,
that was insane that they lost that game outright.
They had some historic losses. I mean, Will Levis has a full 90-second highlight reel of Will Levis, boneheaded plays.
Us and our fellow sharps out there, because if you were just like a pure numbers guy, the Titans would project out to be like, all right, actually, this is probably too many points, and he was just murdering the sharps, the Titans.
Oh, I was on them a number of weeks in a row.
So Kramer, fire off some lines. What is a game that you can already picture yourself getting down on for NFL week 1?
Well, it's not. We're like I said, 100+ days away from NFL. So, but great time to warm up the picks, warm up the takes. How about this, Sean? I have a single leg of a teaser I want to give you.
An open teaser.
I want to give you open it now. We'll close it later in the summer when we have more information. Denver -1. How can you go wrong here? Honestly, I'm going to be, the more that I think about it, and not to get ahead to Survivor, but this team is winning this game. I'm probably laying the points here too as well. I know we're going to have excitement about Cam Ward, but go start watching some of the games that Brian Callahan coached last year.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who was
all Will Levis,
someone who was invested in the Titans, they had 2 block punts for touchdowns. Like, they were just a poorly coached team. On the other side, you got Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, year 2. Love what the Broncos did on the defensive side. Their additions, I like their draft, and then Denver at home. The early elevation is always a great spot. Historically, Denver first 2 weeks have been great ATS. So if you're talking about laying 7 points against a rookie quarterback on the road, there's no way I'm going to be on the Titans.
Lay it now or wait?
Well, I mean, a FanDuel, I'm seeing -7, -115. I think anything 7 and below for the Broncos, I'm going to be on. And then, apply that to the Eagles as well. Everyone will say I'm a homer, but anything below 7 for this Philadelphia Eagles team, they're going to be jacked up for this game. Teams coming off the Super Bowl win are actually pretty good ATS, and teams actually losing the Super Bowl are very bad ATS. Eagles, this defense against this Cowboys offense, I think is just going to be just very difficult. The Eagles offensive line is going to be fired up. both sides. I just don't see how the Cowboys hang with this Eagles.
Did we complete the teaser?
Oh, there you go.
Look at that. We've made our first teaser of 20.
Little 6-point teaser.
25?
Eagles get them down to essentially a pick, and then Broncos there. It's chalky.
Can I give you another one?
Sure.
We still don't know what the Steelers are up to at quarterback. I just listened to Aaron Rodgers just kicking it with Joe Rogan for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Not one word spoken about football. I love this Justin Fields revenge spot. I'm playing it on the money line, Sean.
Yeah.
It's plus 135 right now. I don't know what, to me, Aaron Glenn is the coach I'm circling. It's him and Liam Cohen, but I think more Aaron Glenn wins the first game, tons of excitement, but then not much return the rest of the season for the Jets. I just like them week one. This is a big blowout. Jets haven't had a lot of nice things early this season.
Well, this is a great one.
Yeah, last thing I'll say is just, if it is Mason, like Tomlin is confident that he can go into the season with Mason Rudolph as his guy. If that's the case, really, they're -3 in New York? No, of course not. So we're also getting some. Maybe I'm taking the money line and the spread, but I would imagine the second we find out this is Will Howard or Mason Rudolph, the Jets are favored.
Yeah, it would be tough to imagine. Although, again, I love Tomlin as a head coach. Tomlin going up against a guy making his coaching debut in Aaron Glenn, that is tough.
With Mason Rudolph or Will Howard.
Yeah,
this is lower than normal.
Or our buddy A-Rod going in, getting his revenge week one. TJ Watt on defense. But Justin Fields versus this defense, I don't think is a great matchup for the Jets.
I'm just saying, if the Steelers have Rodgers, the number is Steelers -3. If they have any other quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers not currently on the roster, this is certainly a Jets are laying points, I think.
Yeah.
At least a pick 'em. Right? We're moving this down to a pick 'em. So, yeah, I think you take the Jets now. And I'm telling you, after listening to him my confidence that he wants to play football is very low. Well, he's got a lot of interest, Sean.
It's funny. Johnny Avello was on VSiN talking about how basically they're pricing the market as if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Steelers quarterback. So if you are betting anything Steelers, futures, game of the year stuff, just know that it is more or less, it seems like the market is like an 80% Aaron Rodgers. So I want to be on the Steelers stuff, but I still think there's a chance that Aaron Rodgers doesn't play. And I'm fine when Aaron Rodgers isn't announced a quarterback and then the prices go down, then buy low on the Steelers team, because the Steelers, they figure out a way to win 9 games every stinking year. They figure out a way to get in the playoffs every stinking year. So I'm gonna hold my powder and wait to fire until we figure out who their quarterback is, because I don't think it's gonna. If Aaron Rodgers is announced the favorite, is it gonna be? Does it get to 3.5 for the Steelers? Probably not. It's probably right there.
It has to move somewhere. This can't be the Aaron Rodgers number. He's not anywhere near playing football right now. He's digging into vaccines and environmental science.
This is the Mason Rudolph number?
Well, I think the books are wrong.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you. I've read the same reporting about the contract.
They are pricing it as if Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Yeah. I'm just saying, why not go a little bit more in the middle?
Yeah.
I know DK's at 2.5. Blue Book's at 3. I mean, there's even some shaded 3s out there. So I don't know what to think. I just think take the Jets now. This is the one number I think you have to grab now.
Another number, Cleveland Browns as a home dog. We've seen the Cincinnati Bengals struggle. They're 5.5 point road favorites. I hope Joe Flacco is the day one starter, but I don't know if I'm playing him on the money line, but I do think I'll probably will be ending up getting down on the Browns. Ryan, we can't play the Cincinnati Bengals in Survivor. I'm sure they will get some decent attention in Survivor. People are going to be talking themselves into the Bengals. They are an interesting team from a futures market, but I could not trust this Bengals team week one. We'll see if Trey Hendrickson, if he ends up playing.
Last year was the first time the Bengals won in Cleveland in 7 seasons. So this one is almost a system play. Joe Flacco also has moved to a -125 favorite to be the day one starter.
Yeah, I think they got to make Flacco the starter, and it's going to be intriguing. You could just see a heartbreaking Browns loss where the Bengals win and don't cover. Again, football is it's not right around the corner, but we're still fired up for it anyway. They released college football win totals. We got Colby Dant giving you some early plays from the college football experience when we return. Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN. Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Sean, the juices are flowing. Just placed a couple NFL Week 1 side.
I feel like I'm going to need a poncho over here because you're like Gallagher with your juices flying all over the place.
So many. Well, Gallagher would be smashing watermelons, not spraying juices. That's strange.
Hey, speaking of juice, you want to get the most out of your betting? Of course, head over to Edge Boost. That's right. Love my Edge Boost card. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no minimum, and my favorite part, you get the cash back rewards. There's nothing better. The first of the month sometimes is annoying. You got to pay some bills. You got to pay your rent, but I love it because you get that email from Edge Boost saying your balance has changed. You get the rewards right in the card. Love it. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGP. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match that deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGP. Joining us on the line from the college football experience, Colby Dant, aka Pig Dundee. Colby, happy college football off season. Again, Colby joining us courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. Colby is hilarious, right? Because I feel like in some ways he loves watching college football, but the off season he also almost loves more because you just have all these long summer days sitting around thinking about college football. You do your 130 plus team previews. How are you? When are the team previews starting? Let's first off get there.
Yeah, we're going to be the first week of June. We're going to be firing from 136 this year, by the way, with the addition of Delaware and Missouri State. So, the field keeps getting bigger and it's just great. It's great. Next year will be 137 with Sac State too. So, let's bring them all in. Let's go for 1,000.
All right. Well, Colby, we have to, the college football win totals are posted. We're going to get some of your early plays, but before we do, we have to get your take on the recent news with the college football playoff. Again, Ryan, if you know college sports, part of the fun is that they change the rules every single year. Nothing is ever the same.
Please, Sean, they're revolutionizing sport playoffs.
Yes. They
stumbled into something big here.
There's always a simple solution that college football, for whatever reason, because there's multiple powers that be and like no one can ever get on the same page. Explain to people how they are changing the playoff format.
Well, as you saw last year, Oregon was the best team in the regular season, and they got rewarded with Ohio State in their first game. And Oregon's first, and it was not on campus. It was in the Rose Bowl, which was pretty much like a 50-50 crowd. So, if you listen to us, we were puzzled over the past 2 years when they announced this 12-team playoff why they wouldn't just go in order of the seeding. After 1 year, it turns out you're going to go in order of the seeding. But there is looming talk of a 16-team playoff, which I'm for. And Matt Rule wants a 40-team playoff. And Leach rest in peace, wanted a 64-team playoff. Where progress is happening, Sean.
Well, again, we can't mess with these kids' exams. That was always the most hilarious argument against the college football playoff.
And the next wave is going to be now that they will stack all the best teams to the top, the SEC or the Big Ten is going to be like, well, wait a second. 2 or 3 of our teams are going to miss out on a home game in the first round. Like, why are we doing business with these bowl games? To me, that's the next change. Expand a little bit more. First 2 round at home campuses, so that even if you do have a bye, a reward, which by the way, already the teams that are playing in the first round are already getting a couple weeks rest, most likely. You have that weirdness element still, but yeah, I mean, congratulations to college football, I guess. is in hand.
And Colby,
once again, fixing playoffs and making them even
You
better.
do favor the SEC auto bid system that's been proposed, right? Give them a couple auto bids, SEC best conference.
No auto bids. To me, it should be one for every single conference. I caught the sarcasm there, but yeah. I mean, the auto bid thing where they want 4, if they go to 16 is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It should kind of be like college basketball. I know you don't have a 68 team tournament or 64 team tournament, but you should be able to get. To me, if you win your conference, that should be the only auto bid for the SEC because once again, they're not thinking about how the sport changes. I can remember a time when the Big 12 was the best conference from like 95 to 2001, right? And you can go, it changes over time. So, just can the leaders have a little bit of foresight because things change?
Yeah.
I mean, it does seem like the idea of allowing all the teams that think that they have access to this playoff would be better for business. More eyes on the product, more people watching your countdown show on Tuesday nights or whatever ESPN will be hawking.
Yeah, no, the conference winners, and then just whatever kind of and then let the committee pick after that.
You know who solved this already? FCS is 24, right, Colby?
Yes, and D2 is 32.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But 24 gives you some buys.
Yeah.
You plenty of space for the big teams and still have those auto bids for every conference. I mean, come on, we just solved it. It took us all of 10 minutes and we didn't even have a plate of scones.
Somehow we figured it out. Colby, let's talk win totals. And we will be doing our conference preview podcast where we break down all our win totals, our favorite ones. That's coming up here in a few weeks. Of course, Colby with the team previews over on the College Experience. But give the VSiN viewers a couple early college football win totals that you're already going to be on. Or give us a couple early ones.
Yeah, I'll hit you with a double header to start. The San Jose State Spartans. Ken Niumatalolo is in year 2. Year 1 was very good for him. They kind of let a couple teams off the hook. They should have beat Boise. This year 2 of the system, the spread, with the Stutzman system, they're calling it the spread and shred. And I love the over 7.5 wins. They don't have Boise State or UNLV on the schedule. They also have Stanford on the schedule, which if you didn't catch, they fired their coach recently and hired Frank Wright, and like their whole team left. So you look at that and you say, wow, the things line up really nice for them. I like them as plus 750 to win the conference too, because I think they can give Boise. They should have beat Boise last year. Now another year in the system and knowing how well they played them, I think gives them a certain confidence if they do meet in the Mountain West Championship.
Yeah.
Colby going right into the mainstream base of teams. Just everyone's. They are going to be tackling, correct?
They will be tackling. And yes. Look, and you want to go mainstream? How about this? Texas under 9.5 wins. Ooh. Plus 140.
Really?
Right? They open up
Colby,
the season.
you know they have Arch Manning though. How could they lose a game with Arch Manning?
Well, if he couldn't beat a 7th-round draft pick out, it's confusing in Quinn Ewers. But look, they're at Ohio State week 1. Then they have the Red River Shootout, which is, Oklahoma's loading up. They're going all in on Venable's final year. They're at the Swamp. Billy Napier kind of righted the ship last year. They're due for a big season this year, a lot of people think. They also have to go to Georgia between the hedges there. And then you can't forget the A&M game. They got A&M a year ago in College Station. Mike Elko will have, I think, the Aggies much improved, and that could be a game. I just think, plus 140, you're getting good value on a team. I'm still not on the Steve Sarkisian train. I thought Arizona State should have beat them in the playoffs. So there's some things there that, to me, I think there's some value on fading the Longhorns.
I like this one. Getting plus odds on that?
No, there's very easily 3 losses on this schedule for this team, and everyone is assuming, Arch Manning's going to win the Heisman, he's going to be the number 1 pick overall, and I've heard people float out the idea of like, hey, these are the Mannings. Like he might want to, he's not rushing out the door. He's getting paid a lot of money. He might want to stay in college football for one more year and really, work on his craft. And I mean, he's had, how many starts has he had going into the season? Like if he leaves for the NFL, his career start could be like what, 15 starts? It's crazy.
I mean, Eli does a show for Giants.com. He kind of made it seem like Arch was class of 2027.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming out this year. So again, definitely don't bet him first number one pick overall. All right, Colby, you're up against it. One more college football early win total that you're already on.
Vanderbilt over 4.5 wins. Diego Pavia is back for his 27th year of college football. Eli Stowers, who will be in the NFL as a tight end, he's back. The non-con. Charleston Southern, Georgia State, Utah State, and Virginia Tech. They're going to go undefeated in the non-con. Then all you need is one SEC win, and Kentucky's on the schedule. Auburn's on the schedule. Missouri, they're going to get one.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, anyone who sues to play more college football, you got to love them. And we love Colby. Check out the college football experience when we return. We're going to be talking Circa Grandissimo, $100,000 entry. Sports Gambling Podcast live on VC.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
The Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. Sean Second Money Green with Ryan Real Money Kramer. Kramer, what's happening?
Well, Sean, all I can say is wow. Yeah,
that was my reaction. We will break down the Grandissimo, but of course, Circa, beautiful property. If you haven't been out to Circa, what are you waiting for? Summer is a great time to go, and they're doing this $400 all in. You get the 2-night stay at Circa, which great in and of its own, right? $100 dining credit, $100 beverage credit. So you're already getting $200 in credits, $400 all in price. Oh, what's the catch? They got to get you. No, resort fees and taxes are included. That is $400 all in price, and you get the 2-night stay, $100 credit dining, $100 credit drinking, perfect for Legacy Club, and you get the day bed at Stadium Swim. Resort fees and taxes are included. Valid for stays between May 26th and September 4th. Perfect. Get in over at circalasvegas.com. And if you're coming out, book this package and then sign up for the contests. It is super fun. Circa Million, Circa Survivor. Of course, they announced, 21 million guaranteed for those contests. 16 million for Survivor, correct, Ryan? Or no, sorry, 15 million guaranteed for the traditional Circa Survivor, and then 6 million for Circa Millions. Of course, Circa Millions is, picking 5 games against the spread, which is it's a great format, super fun. And the prestige of it, right? Where you're in this business, you gotta hang your hat on something. I think, what were we riding? 53%. definitely had a winning record last year. We've done good, but you obviously got to be great to really cash in the Circa Millions. But you can get hot. Our buddy cashed won first place. Chris won first place in the quarterly, and a listener, Jonesy, won Circa Survivor. So I know you're thinking like, oh, no shot, but people do win these prizes.
And was it the Meatballers or
Meatballers? Yeah, there was a bunch of groups that they were a colorful bunch.
Well, we were hanging out at Legacy Club for the winners dinner or whatever. No, it was the end of the season, and they were up there celebrating. So it was fun to kind of mingle there with someone who got a piece of that guaranteed money, or well over the guarantee last year. That's the other thing. We're clearing these numbers, right? We didn't clear Circa Millions. I think that has a little bit to do that. I think many people have punted on Circa Million for Survivor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
they're both $1,000 entry fee. Circa Survivor, you can do the traditional Circa Survivor. You can do up to 10 entries. A Circa Million, I think there's a 10 entry max as well. Five. Okay. To me, I mean, I love Survivor. They've done a great job of blowing it up. I mean, it sounds like I'm Glaze and Derek and crew, but like, it's pretty awesome. If you are, your brand is, hey, we are the premier sportsbook destination casino resort in Las Vegas, you almost have to have the biggest football contest, which Circa Survivor has turned into.
Great transition point, because when their contest came out in the first place, there really was only one big dog contest in town over at the Westgate, and they kind of destroyed it. Like,
they're eating their lunch.
Over the last couple of years, they've destroyed it. And so what happens this year? Westgate comes out with of course, they do the gold for the picks at 5K. They're doing gold for Survivor. So it's like, they're doing something a little bit different.
They did a high roller, and
Derek comes over the top with the Grandissimo, which Sean, I did a little research on.
Yes.
Because, of course, as Derek explained on VSiN on Follow the Money, it was a project planned by Jay Sarno. It was going to be the first mega resort casino. Like, that's what they all are now. Essentially, Steve Wynn is credited with bringing that to Vegas in the 90s. But back in the 70s, Sarno wanted to do it. One of the things he wanted to have on top of this 6,000 room, massive mall theme park, sounds like the Mall of America, was something called the Dollar Coaster, which was going to be a shopping center where goods were sold at cost. Can you imagine that concept in Vegas? Selling goods at cost.
I mean, if you try and buy a water at a gift store, there's nothing. Well, it is the only thing that's it's crazy, because either stuff is super cheap or super expensive. There's no real in between. Either you're getting a free drink at the slot machine or you're paying $25 for a Bud Light. There's no real in between. But yeah, selling stuff at cost. Everyone's got a different.
Well, shout out to Derek. You flashed the bartender a room key at the Circa.
Oh yeah,
you'll get a
free bottle of waters. All right, so now Derek. We had heard rumblings about a high roller contest. We discussed it on our podcast, Ryan. I think my take was either 25. I thought it was going to be a $25,000 or maybe $10,000.
Our consensus was that 10 grand would not move the needle.
Yeah.
And it would need to be 25 grand.
Yeah. And
I don't think when we were having that conversation, we conceived going much further.
Yeah, so if you missed it, they announced a third high roller contest. It's Survivor format. It's called Circa Grandissimo. It is the ultimate high stakes Survivor contest. $100,000 to enter. 1.5 million to the last entry standing. So they're guaranteeing at least 1.5 million. Now I saw a video of a team that already entered. So we already have one confirmed entry. Now, if you win, obviously you get the million, but everyone who enters, who ponies up the $100,000, you get the round trip flight on JSX, which is awesome. Highly recommend JSX. 3-night founder suite stay at Circa Las Vegas, which is like their really baller, awesome penthouse suite. Our buddy stayed there. We got to tour it. It was pretty awesome. Personalized dining experience at Barry's with Chef Barry. You get the stadium swim experience, premium whiskey tasty at Legacy Club, curated dining experience at the steakhouse over at the D, exclusive inaugural class G4 jacket. That sounds awesome. Limo
Might be
service,
worth it for that.
Limo service to and from the airport, and year-long VSiN Live subscription. I'll say this on air. I don't know how much juice I have at VSiN, Ryan, but if you win Grandissimo, I'm going to talk to Bill 80. We're getting you a lifetime subscription. Because come on.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't, as VSiN, we can't 1 year. Come on. We can get it's Grandissimo.
Yeah.
We got to give them a lifetime subscription over to VSiN.
All right. So give me the prediction on how big the pot gets.
Well, and you're allowed 2 entries. I don't know if anyone's playing 2 entries, but I think I haven't talked to Derek about this. I haven't talked to anyone behind the scenes, but I'm guessing they did a straw poll. They got a feeling out. They talked to the proxies. They talked to, they know who the big movers are. I think they probably had an idea of how many people that would be in on this. And I think there could be this might bring in some random whales, not even on the Circa's radar. I'm going to say off the top of my head, I think this closes with 25 entries.
You mean random whales like horse owner and former baseball player Jason Worth? I think the
he was a part of the one of the entry that was already in.
I think you have something that's happened here, right? You have the one category of goofy content creators that are going to do this for content. They'll find
Sean
a way.
Perry.
Well, the ones who maybe can fund themselves, or the ones who know how to raise money.
Yeah.
I think because it's going to be a prestige thing to them. I think you also have the truly sharp tip of the spear guys who bet on this level where kind of feels like you got to be in here, bro, or you're not really who you're saying you are. And I think the last group is to your point, the random, whether it's a poker player or an athlete who's like, $100,000 contest. That's interesting.
Yeah, maybe a celebrity. Maybe one of these. Maybe like a John Hamm is like, I'm gonna play Survivor. Why not do the 100,000?
Think about all the whales that want to play poker and dump money to Phil Ivey and guys like that.
Yeah,
these guys are. I mean, we know a couple guys who probably would want to get into this kind of just for the action.
Well, and Ryan, we've already started discussing SGPN. Maybe we put together a little operation. How many people are in? What is the process of the picks? There's a lot of logistics.
I feel confident saying on the air right now that I like 25% already raised.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because we've had a couple of people hit us up. Hey, if you guys are doing it, I'm in. Count me in. But then you have to figure out the logistics of, hey, if you put in 5K, does that mean you get 5 votes? How is it decided of the picks? And the strategy is different. In a small field, I think it does change the Survivor strategy.
Yeah, I think some of the large contest stuff out the window.
Yeah,
chalk.
Well, and there's the Thanksgiving days. There's the Christmas days. Do you save those teams in a small field? Who knows? We're going to talk Circa Survivor strategy with our buddy CJ when we return.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.